Hello and welcome everyone. Captain Marek reporting the service. This is our dev stream. Today we're gonna be hopefully reaching self-sustainability for real. We'll see how fast we can go. No trains in this stream, fortunately. We are still working on an update. So in case you're wondering about how that's going, it's going fine. I'm not sure if we can manage to make the trains update before Christmas. It's been, some unexpected issues occurred with graphics and other things that we are hoping to show. It doesn't work, so we might need to postpone that a little bit. We'll see how it goes. I'll just give you a little update in case you're wondering right at the beginning. Welcome, I see a lot of familiar names. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining in today. And yeah, let's get into it. One thing that it's interesting that my sound doesn't work too well. My headphones. I'll try without headphones today. In case you hear some echoes and voices from the game, let me know. All right. So my button is, it is up. I guess a red t-shirt doesn't work very well. All right. So I see there's some questions in the chat and on Twitch. I see JJ. Hi JJ, welcome. How wide exactly trucks are? All right, so the question from JJ. Normal trucks and small vehicles have need 3 tiles width and height, 3x3 to squeeze into somewhere. And big trucks and big excavators are 5x5. So if you have a 5x5, basically a 5x5 opening, they'll be able to squeeze by. And I wonder if you show the navigation overlay, those ramps are, I believe, 6, I want to say. So there's 2 tiles open. Here, I guess a nice test is here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you see in 5 there is only 1 green in the middle. That's how you know. So for example here as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see the whole truck can squeeze in just barely in case they need to go here. So if you're planning some kind of roads and things, so in the early game 3 tiles is enough for trucks to squeeze by. Later I would recommend at least 5 tiles so that whole trucks. Interesting enough, whole trucks, can only transport loose materials and fluids. So if you have, for example, construction parts and wood and all those kind of countable items, you do not need to have access to haul trucks because they will never be able to pick it up anyway. And even if you do have, for example, coal only accessible by normal trucks and haul trucks cannot make it, they'll kind of manage. Haul trucks will attempt to go there, and if they can't, they will give up, and normal trucks will hopefully address it. So yeah, all those kind of mining things. And even if you, for example, the interesting thing about 5x5 is that you need at least 2 designations, like the designation is 4x4. So if you, for example, do this, you would like to mine a little thin slit, a mega excavator would be able to mine this. You would have to use a small excavator, but even then it's a little tricky because landslide can make it stuck immediately. So you need at least 2, and I would say I would go with 3 because 2 is, again, landslides and stuff will happen, so you might want to have a little little safety margin. All right. So what's up for today? I would like to zoom in on this little chart that we have. It's a little log of how things are going. And as you can see, iron, copper, and limestone is the most important things we're missing today, so I would hope to connect them, and that's working well. Then we are mostly done. The uranium I told last time is kind of optional, really, but we can do that too if necessary. All right. Side games on YouTube asking whether multiplayer is a good idea. I think so. I think multiplayer is a great idea. The difficulty is it's a quite complicated task. So we'd love to make multiplayer happen. Multiplayer, the question is also kind of what format would it be? Would it be people playing on the same island, for example, or having each of them having separate island to use like a totally different map? What I mean, like a different different map to play on. They just trade with ships and stuff like that, or they share the land so that and if you share the land, what happens with I don't know, a kind of a excavator wars when both are excavating the same mine, and then I don't know, seems a little tricky, but we also thought about some kind of a just virtual trade multiplayer, right, where you kind of only thing you could do is having a trade with each other, and basically as if your friend was another node on the world map, and then you can visit with a ship and trade only, but you wouldn't see it on the same map. So a lot of options. We'll see what we'll do, but I think it'll be good to have something eventually, but that's not gonna be anytime soon. The multiplayer is a big thing, and even though we actually spend a lot of work already for the game to be multiplayer friendly, it still needs more work. So in the future, hopefully. All right, so what I was doing here, I haven't played much before the stream this time. I didn't have time, so nothing is prepared. But I think we don't need much preparations. We just need to make 3 contracts work. And looking at the contracts, we need limestone, iron ore, and copper ore, basically. Well, limestone is easy because there is no choice. Limestone is only one choice, and that's limestone for construction parts too. So, well, there's nothing we could do about that. So only thing we have to do is figure out where to do it, and my choice for limestone will be here. And the reason I'm thinking about it here is because well, first of all, I have cement, and whatever is using limestone is mostly here, and I'm having it here because it was near fuel gas, and it used to be near the limestone mine, kind of. So having limestone input here is fine. And then everything else that needs limestone in our factory, we'll get a conveyor belt probably. So that's fairly easy. The limestone contract is using a lot of limestone for a little bit of construction parts. So I don't think we need that much limestone, because I'm not sure. I've chosen a smaller ship. I wonder if that's going to be a problematic thing. Interesting thing about this contract is that it needs concrete, right? Concrete needs limestone. So it needs 240 concrete. Let me just quickly check how much limestone does it need. 240. Oh, I had to go through cement to get the ratio. All right. So this is 1 to 3. So we will need 3 limestone to 1 cement. And from 1 cement, we make 48. So from 18, we made 48. 48 divided by 18. Right, 2.6. So from every limestone, we make 2.6 concrete. So it's not that bad, right? This contract is fairly positive on limestone itself. So I was just thinking we wouldn't need that much of it. And could I even fit a bigger dock if I want to make maybe dock a size of 6? Might not be able to fit it here. Barely. Very barely. Basically the last pump. It's in a way. Now, the reason why I'm deciding this is that, the contracts have cost. And it has cost per month and per ship. And the per month cost doesn't change much depending on the ship size. It's mostly constant. Not mostly constant, I think it's completely constant. We're just paying per ship. So if we kind of turning more ships, it might be better to actually I'm looking at this. 4 module is 1.3 per ship. 8 module is 3. Might be actually better to do smaller ship then, alright? Let's do that. And I'll probably do tier 2 modules here right away. Loose module. Unit module here. Loose module medium. And I'll just make a conveyor belt. That's fairly easy. I'd like to make it all the way here. And this hydrogen is slightly in my way. Just like that, I'll block my slag, which I might regret later actually. I'll raise it for a little bit, then lower it again. This raise was a little bit in the way of the pipe again, so like that. All right. All right, I'll assign a contract. Well, I have to establish the contract first. So this is going to be this contract. All right. Construction parts for limestone should be all assigned. I guess we can make it to kind of evenly output all of these. We can make a simple balancer here. Just to empty the ship evenly in case we need a little more throughput. And now construction parts. Now we can make a storage here, which would probably be a reasonable idea. But then we, I think, definitely need conveyor belt. Well, I'll make a storage. I'm gonna make sure it's 3 tiles away from the road, so I'm gonna make the same, just make it nice. Flat conveyor. And move it just like that. And of course rotate correctly. Then we need hydrogen for fuel. This line of hydrogen is not running anywhere. Is that... Oh, okay. Is that normal? Interesting. I guess we couldn't cross this bridge, huh, with the hydrogen. That's alright. Need to upgrade this pipe to be tier 2. Ships are very hydrogen hungry. Right, and build this. Alright, let me see what you guys have to say about all of that. Copa saying that cooperative multiplayer is most natural thing compared to competitive multiplayer. Yeah, also asynchronous. It's true. Some asynchronous multiplayer mode could also work as well. It'd be easier to implement, but obviously players playing together has to be synchronization. All this complexity has to be figured out. So that's true. Sarda's asking about the elevated question. I saw somebody was asking on the Discord. Was it you, Sarda? Well, I think it'd be great to have elevated stations, but it's again complexity for implementation. So we'll save that later, and we'll see what we can do about that. We have some potential interesting thing we could do with elevated stations that I don't want to spoil too much, but there might be a feature that makes them more interesting than initially thought. Let me buy a ship. There's gonna be, I need to trade ship, and that's like 600 construction parts. Yep, and it's coming. And the ship needs to use hydrogen, please. We can go slow at the beginning. We'll see how much limestone we need at the end. Alright, and let's use trucks for now, and I'll connect conveyor belt later. I just want to make this sure this works. And I think this will actually kind of disable our mine, because we will no longer be able to... Trucks will no longer be delivered. This is all trucks based actually. We never made a limestone belt from the mine. So that's interesting. All right. Gigi is saying it's difficult to introduce multiplayer at a later stage if it hasn't been built from the beginning. The game hasn't been built from the beginning. That's true, but the game has been built for it from the beginning. We have made lots of decisions early on to enable multiplayer, so the build otherwise would be impossible, honestly. The game has been built to be able to support multiplayer, but even then, even that the game was built for it, it's still, all the networking and synchronization and make sure everything is the way we need it to is still, I would say, more than 6 months of work probably, or 6 months of work at least to make that work, despite the game being quote-unquote ready for multiplayer. So yeah, it's tough. Yeah, all three options will work. Yeah, that's why we are a little struggling to decide. Not struggling, but we don't want to be committed to a certain multiplayer mode, and then people would say it's cool, but I wish it was the harder way. Like, well, we already spent so much time doing it this way, so it probably would like to have only, I guess, one mode for multiplayer for now. Having multiple different ways to do multiplayer may be quite confusing. All right, so we are slowly gonna get construction parts, and I think that's gonna work just fine. So I don't need to supervise it too much. What's wrong here? We have not enough fertilizer, and that's because it's just lots of draw, I guess. Just need more fertilizer factories, I think. Oh yeah, one thing I did last time, this organic fertilizer was not keeping up. So maybe I can pause this and pause this to kind of use up some organic fertilizer for now. But last time we've added more farms and it's not keeping up. Is this being dumped? Where's my tower? Yes. Yeah, I've also added one more farm for saplings. Because 2 farms were not enough, and even 3 farms are probably not enough. Even though maybe it isn't enough. In fact, the trucks are already full. Alright, so I think our wood problem is all solved. Oh, that's nice. Alright. Oh, these guys have nothing to do. Oh, that's nice. So what I've done here, actually, I have mined this whole mountain. There was a big mountain range here. And I have mined 1 tile lower than the terrain. So I'm hoping to then dump everything with dirt and have it forest area. I think would be nice. So now I'll have to decide what to do next with those. This is all our mining, all my mining crew, all excavators that used to be mining in mines. Now I've scaled down all the mines to be just 1 excavator. So that's all left out. Maybe we can mine this piece and kind of make a little area here. This little thing. What do you think? I have dumping here. Basically, I just need more rocks to fill up this water areas. Also, this one could be a good way of getting rid of things. Yeah, I think I don't like this part more. Right? So I will just the flat mine this. Yep. Just cut it like this, straight. You guys will go here. They might need sorters because dumping it directly is a little tricky. I'm not sure if they're gonna use any nearby sorters. We'll see. Any other issues? Oh, this sand guy is also out of work. Well, do a little bit more sand. We're already importing sand, so this is... I can retire this guy. Well, not much of a use. Just trying to not flood this, even though it doesn't affect me. Oh, there's actually water right here. That's a little dangerous. No, okay, I'm not digging there. Those little puddles of water can wreak havoc in your minds. Be careful about that. Fortunately, we don't have water physics, so this little puddle will happily flood your entire map if it can. So, yeah, I'm trying to dig here. Lots of iron. All right. Mark is asking about the because the higher contract was a higher number, so the unity per limestone was probably the same. Probably could be. I was not doing too much of a careful analysis here when switching from 8 modules. You might be right that if you do the math, it's 2. I mean, you can just do 2520 divided by 3. That would be 840 per unity. And then I can do the other number, which was 180 per 1.3. 180 per 1.3. Yep, you're right. It's the same. Right, so we are basically not... unity-wise, it doesn't matter much. I guess hydrogen-wise, we'll spend more trips. But also, we have, less people in the modules waiting. So it's kind of... There are pros and cons. It's not... At this level, I think not as a big of a deal. But if one ship is obviously not enough, you need a bigger ship. So if we need a bigger ship, eventually we'll have to destroy some of these pumps and hands. I'm not sure. The thing is, it's kind of hard to judge now. What is this guy doing? Oh, okay, it's moving there. It's hard to judge now whether we need more because we are not constructing too many things. So our factories for construction parts are quite idle, I'd say. Maybe not now because we built stuff, but in general they were idle. But now once we start shipping the parts out, suddenly the concrete production will ramp up. So we might need more limestone at that point. We'll see. We'll monitor. This one is all saturated. Limestone is coming in. All right, so next one, the table is iron and copper. Actually, let me check that little limestone guy. Limestone was easy, surprisingly, because there was no choice. No choice. That's easy, right? You don't need to worry about any options. Limestone. Right. Let's do copper next. So copper is interesting because it has 3 choices, actually. And I can see them all being interesting because research equipment needs lots of different materials, including lots of iron and steel. Right, lots of iron and steel, actually. Compared to, for example, household appliances. Medical supplies, I don't want to... Sorry. I don't want to grow poppy. It's too slow. So I want to avoid involving farmers in those things. Because it needs sugar, it needs ethanol, it needs poppy. That would require lots of farms potentially. Because I need 300 actually for 180. So for lab equipment, it needs lots of iron. 200, nearly 300. Whereas household appliances only need 120. 66 steel times 2. Copper is similar, slightly higher in household appliances. Glass is basically a sand and limestone. Plastic is from farms. Silicon is basically sand. Yeah, I mean, House of Plants is a little bit cheaper on the iron. I think that's advantage. However, it needs plastic glass. This one will need a little bit of coal, but that's also free for us. I think it's kind of toss up, honestly. I don't think there's too big of an advantage for each one, which that's good, right? Robert's asking, is my beverage of choice today? It's always a black tea in the morning. I am a tea person. I like to drink tea. So it's always, I like to have something warm in the morning. And I think coffee is a little too much caffeine. I kind of want to avoid that if possible. Tea is also, black tea is also caffeine, but I guess a little less. So yeah, so this is a toss-up. Lab equipment. I'm just thinking what's easier to make. Let me see how I'm making House of the Appliances. I think they're made somewhere here. Is it here? No, it's here. All right, so it is electronics, and steel. All right. We might need to scale our electronics production. The thing is, House of Appliances are being used up by settlement. And you can see, actually, we are not having too much of a supply. And we might actually need to extend already. However, the lab equipment is not being consumed at all at this point. That might be actually quite interesting to kind of have the contract not steal the products from a settlement, because if we run out of House of Appliances, we run out of Unity, and then all the contracts will stop working, and that's a problem. So having a separate product, which is not used for anything else but the contract, might be actually a good deal. So maybe for that reason, I might choose lab equipment, even though it's perhaps slightly more iron heavy. So our iron contract might be working a little bit more for that. So that's that. All right. Somebody on Twitch is saying something in French. I assume it's not a spam. Whoever's speaking French on Twitch, let me know if there's something I have to be worried about. All right, so yeah, I think for that reason I mentioned, I would like to go with lab supplies. They're also being made a little bit interesting. It's, oh yeah, it's 12. If I upgrade the assembly, it will be 24 as well. So the speed is the same, 24. Yeah, that's good. All right. So let's make some lab equipment in that case. I wonder if actual lab equipment even needs limestone. I can see that for the paper, which is fine. Yep. I wonder how we will need quite a bit. I wonder. I think we should kind of redo this. This is little. This was scaled for the labs, and it's no longer a good scale. So let me delete all of this. All right. And all of this as well. The paper might need to go somewhere else too. I'll think about it. In fact, paper needs limestone and wood. I think I have wood right here. I think I can just use this storage. That seems excessive. Limestone I'll bring, but somewhere else. Into water. All right, let's clean it up. Let's make it from clean slate. I wonder if we ever need more maintenance, because if we do, maybe we shouldn't build it here. It might be a smart idea. Maybe a little bit extra space in maintenance in case we ever need more of that. All right, so that would be, we can maybe even use assembly 3, or shall we use robotic? We can use robotic probably. That will be construction part, Lego equipment. And lab equipment tier 2. So this is 2-to-1 ratio, which is quite nice. And in addition to that, we need paper and steel. Steel is, I guess, right here. That's steel, that's right. And then the paper I was doing in the chemical lab. So real quick, there's a paper in chemical plant. That's right. And chemical plant needs steam, that's easy, limestone, and wood chips. Wood chips is just wood made in shredder. All right. And this mine eventually is going to be leveled, so I can always expand that direction. Here I can probably make a little storage. That will store our lab equipment for now. I think here's a good output. This machine is going to connect like this. Surely do not need as many of these. Let me quickly improve this situation. Oh, there's a little ramp. No longer needed. To give ourselves a little more space. So because I was thinking that the limestone can be brought up right here in the small storage. By car for now. We have limestone here. Wood's gonna come from here, so I might need a little more space here. I think I'll opt in to move these guys next to the storage. And turn it around. You know, I've been in our previous cases, we've been tight on space, and I want to avoid being tight on space at all costs. It's not worth it at this point of game. We have plenty of space everywhere. Right, so we will need, actually paper is for tier 2 even. I still might need to have more than one paper if I ever need to scale this. It's 12, 24, okay, 2-to-1 as well. Paper will go. We will need to raise some of these products high up. Even higher than this probably. And this high. We have some issues with farms. That's all right. Not a big deal. All right, there's gonna be paper. Then our lab equipment. Go just here. The last one was steel. That's right. Steel I'll just take from here. These green electronics were for what exactly? I'm not sure. What was using that? Oh, there was tier 3 lab equipment, right? We can get rid of that, I think. Was it? I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Lab. And tier 3, that's right. So we don't need that anymore. That's nice. And yep. It's like this. All right, let's snap to the right belt. And here we just need mechanical parts and electronics. That's all here from the maintenance. That should be fairly easy. Here we can get... Ooh, getting limestone from here might be a little tricky. Okay, not too tricky if I'm okay blocking some ports. This is making wood chips 2-to-1 again, so I'm totally okay with 1. Let's connect the wood chips first. Then limestone. Oh, that's even nicer, look at that. Right, steam. I'm just gonna make a boiler for electricity. I'm not gonna be bringing any products here. That's just not worth it for me. I think tier 1 pipe would be even better, even though it doesn't matter much. Huh. Thanks, Armis. So somebody from French was complimenting our game. Thanks for the translation. Compliments. I just want to make sure it's not like some ad, even though if it's ad in French, probably not as hurtful. We have sometimes on Twitch we have a guy, you know how it goes. People try to paste some ads. Right, so I think these 2 belts is probably fine to just reuse. We can just easily make something like this, little mini bus. This one can even go underneath. Oh, there is actual input of water to this. All right. Wait a second, let's connect the water first. Do I have any water around? I was using this rainwater harvester that's no longer gonna be useful, but I think I have water right here. What a convenient. I feel like in a late game, you have everything everywhere. Like whenever I'm looking for a product, it's like, oh, it's right there. Yeah, just go right here. And I guess this belt can just go like a little bit of a detour. All fine. All right. Is that everything? Steel, paper, wood. Paper needs limestone. Steam and wood chips. Wood chips need wood. All right, so wood is the last thing missing. All right, can we... It's going to be a little rough here, huh, to get the wood out. It's going to be quite a pain. All right, so instead of getting it from the storage, I will get it from this belt, because this belt is basically a storage, because it's such a long belt. I mean, not long here, but long there. Right, this one has 4,000 products on it. So that's basically a big storage, right? Yep. So basically I'll use that as our storage. And just need to get it underneath this bridge. See if that's even possible. I think we can do something like this. Just like that. All right, let me build this and see how it works. Before thinking about it too much, in the meantime, let's read some comments. Government's asking how long these streams go for and what are your plans after you finish the island. Well, the plan is to get self-sustainable, and after that, they'll probably stop. I'm not gonna be streaming forever. This was meant to kind of play the game throughout, which we've done, and after everything is kind of worked out and self-sustainable, and there's of course we can always make some kind of goals like dig the deepest hole and stuff like that, but I think it's a little bit less productive in terms of time. So my hope is that by the time we are done with this, maybe in a month or two, maybe we can show some trains on the streams instead, or we can just pause until maybe the next update is out, and then we can maybe resume for a little bit. We'll see how it goes. So it's they probably end at some point, maybe in the January or February. Might not be streaming all the way up till the update. Also, you know, more work and more things. Even though the stream is just 2 hours every once a while, so it's not that much of a problem, time consumption for me. But I guess it adds up. Thanks everyone for showing up and for all the questions. That's great. Just gonna make some concrete here. Lots of interesting. These streams were very fruitful in terms of improving the game, even though we haven't seen improvements yet. But I have made a big document documenting my thoughts and my conclusions and my tips. We will work after the big chunks of so the big features for the update are done. We will definitely go through and try to fix as many as possible and make the game better, smoother, more balanced. And I think there's lots of balancing thing that we could do to make the game more enjoyable, I think. So definitely this was not just for fun. This was basically me testing a game, but instead of doing it in private, I was doing it in public, which is also nice because I'm not going to be cheating here. I'm not going to be using the dev powers. It's all kind of the playthrough is very genuine, and I think it also helps with the balance, because then the balancing feedback is true to what it actually is. I'm sorry. I'm just looking whether this is working, and I think it is. All right, so we have lava equipment too. Now where to put our copper ship? Well, copper's here which is like the I guess I was not thinking too much about the contracts when I was setting up copper mine because I set it up right next to copper, which is not anywhere close. So one location could be here. Well, it's kind of like our refinery area. I feel that copper doesn't really belong here. Maybe here would be better. So I'm making a little embankment here. You can see I've raised the level to 3 from 1, and the reason is you can't build the dock on level 1, so I have to raise it a little bit, and it's still dumping some rock. These guys are already... Yeah, I think we can retire this sand mine. I feel like there is... This is a rock mine at this point. Yeah, let's retire these guys. Boom. They're free. And we can assign all the excavators to our mining crew. Which tower is here for them. 1, 2, 3. I like to keep 2 trucks per excavator for the dumping operations. Yeah, look at that. It's beautiful. They're dumping all of the areas. Why not here though? Is it not accessible? These trucks are interesting. Why would you go there? Oh yeah, there is a little ledge because it's a little lower. Interesting. All right, let's fix that. So I was hoping to make grass everywhere, so I was dumping 1 tier lower. So that would be... If I do this, it'll work because they can go this way. You can also make a little... Oop, so mining is still to be done. Can make a little... A smooth transition. Wait a second. Oh, this is 6, this is 5. I'm just looking for ramp. Right, now we can do a flat. Yep, alright, so now they give it the shortest distance to dump. Will be the fastest. I think this will disappear in half an hour probably. It's nice. Right, so here it is. I am wondering what size of ship I should do for the contract. Let's see one more time. What's the volume? Alright, so it's a low amount of lab equipment for a high amount of copper. Well, I'll establish it for sure. And I think it might be enough to make a ship size of 4. I'm not sure. Maybe we can do 6, kind of medium. Actually, what's the ratio of the inputs versus outputs? 220 over 180. 20 over 180. Alright, so 1 to 5. We need 1 to 5 modules to be ideal, which can probably achieve on the dock of size 6. Exactly right. Maybe we can do dock of size 6, but just have 1 module unused. Here we will have yes. I wonder which one should go first. It doesn't matter much. Loose modules. One, two, three, 4. Or do it the other way maybe. And then one there. Need module. It's like that. And just sign a contract for... Oh, this one is not assigned. Maybe I can assign it to two dogs, I guess. It's matching. All right. I will need storages. I feel like shipping copper is not such a bright idea, but I guess imagine this was a mine for now. We'll make belts, or maybe I can make belts off stream. I feel like making those big belts is kind of boring. You tell me. I think it's quite boring to watch me just click on belts for a while. So I will just make a storage for copper, or we could actually grind it on. We never need just pure copper ore, right? We always need crushed copper ore. So we can totally just crush it on site and just ship. It doesn't really matter. It's like, it's 1-to-1 anyway, right? Yeah, it doesn't matter which one is where. And we already have the crushers here. Yeah, it's alright. No need for crusher. Ore. All right. Kapa's asking if there should be a way to recycle no longer used products. That's right. We will be adding recipes to be able to recycle everything. Right now we're missing stuff, and we are aware of that, and that'll change hopefully. There are some products such as you know, the construction parts and lab equipment and vehicle parts. They are, you know, once you have too many of them, you can get rid of them easily. So, or even poppy seeds, sugarcane, canola even, I think. Those things you can't get easily rid of. So we're gonna be adding all of that. That's one of the feedbacks from our streams. People saying I should try some mods. I could try some mods, but I feel that I think the modding community needs a little bit of time and maybe even help from us to make some more exciting mods, which we are hoping to, you know, improve the modding API. Should I make a big storage or small storage here? 290. 360. I should probably make a big storage. So I don't know, what are you guys' favorite mods? I'm just curious what kind of mods you recommend, or what kind of mods you're having. I guess last time actually I was talking about the vehicle limit. I didn't have time to make a mod myself, even though I was saying how easy it was. It was a really busy week, so I couldn't make it. Maybe for next time I can try to make the vehicle limit mod, so that people can increase vehicle limit. I think there already is a mod like that anyway on the hub. Just want to be able to connect like this. Right, let's build everything here. Import lab equipment. I'll eventually build the conveyor belt, as I mentioned. This is temporary. Let's build a ship. Or I should say, let's buy a ship. Oh, it's still more expensive? Oh no. We wait a little bit until it's cheaper. Let's see. And that's copper, basically. Yeah. Yeah, for now we need to build the conveyor belts because lots of trucking. We just added so many long distance trips for trucks. That's not ideal. Definitely needs to be cut down. This all works fine, I think. We might need to double this up, but scaling is the other episode, I think. I'm just curious when update 3 will come out. Hopefully, the time is still Q1 next year, so first quarter next year. And by first quarter, we kind of mean the end of the year. So if you say quarter 1, it's in January usually. So it's most likely March of next year. And the reason is, I told so many times on those streams, but the reason is not only to make sure that the features are good, polished, and tested, but also to make sure we have other things as well. We don't want to have only trains available. We will have other smaller features that you guys will enjoy, hopefully. So we need time for that. We need to make sure that and all the balancing changes I was talking about today, you know, we incorporate them, fix everything, test everything again. So we you know, even though it's early access, we will not want to publish anything that's buggy or kind of unstable or imbalanced. For example, balancing the trains is quite a bit of task. So I'm actually planning to use this factory, and I may be connecting some trains and seeing kind of how fast they load, how much they transfer, and balancing out the ratios. And of course, this is all can be changed later, but we want to, at least the first impression should be, the trains shouldn't be too slow. I think actually when we balanced the trains initially, and basically when you just first put the numbers in, I think it felt way too slow. Like the train was loading at a speed of tier 1 conveyor belt, and I was kind of thinking, it seems kind of slow that only tier 1 conveyor belt speed, even though 60 per second or 60 per minute seemed like a reasonable number, but when you see it and when you see the train waiting in the station for a minute loading, it was very slow. So we went faster, and then next testing was like, oh, it's still kind of slow, so we even faster, and then basically that takes time to kind of make those things work well. And we have lots of interesting things coming out with the station, so that's definitely something to be excited about, I think, because we're not gonna do, well, we're gonna do the basics, but we're gonna do something again that not too many other games have with the stations and loading. I think that's also quite exciting. We can reduce speed as well, I think, until we need more copper. All right, so that's copper. Mark saying I need one more loose module. What was the ratio? I forgot again. It was 220 over 180. Oops. Was that the ratio? I forgot. Is it 4:5? Where's my contract? Oh, I'm looking somewhere else. Yes. Right, so I would need probably 5:1, right? So I made 4:1. All right. You are probably right. Yeah. That's right. You guys are correct. Looks like as if somebody thought about those numbers before and kind of made it so that it works nice. You're right. I will quickly... So this would be the unit module. Well, easy fix. I should have probably also do the balancer here, because this is going to be all in balance. This one will unload first, and then this one unload second. Is that a big issue? I mean, it's only a big issue when you need throughput. When you do not need throughput, it doesn't matter. And I wonder... I guess when we need throughput, we'll fix it. That's going to be my answer now. I think if we don't need throughput, then... And this storage should buffer it up, right? If we ever need more throughput. But yeah, even though, yeah, it's basically when the ship is leaving, the storages could be still unloading if they are balanced properly. So that would definitely save some time. Right, I'll do it. I wonder if we have enough space here to do it properly. The cool thing about this balancing, compared to some other games, is that our balancer has 8 ports, which can be both inputs and outputs. So actually doing balancing like this is not that complicated, I'd say. Because you can simply... You just need to delete these. Just one of them. Only complication here is where to fit all the conveyor belts, I guess. Put conveyor belts. And we can probably raise the last one. Maybe... Where do we put this one? Like that, and the output will be from here. Alright. And this balancer should be enough, because by default it kind of takes one from each gradually. Now this ship returned with nothing. How did that work? Oh, I think it was changing the fuel probably. That's why it departed. Let's see if it returns with all copper. Just need to make sure that the belts are pointing the right way, which they seem they do. Yep. The excavator has no fuel. I guess these guys, maybe this fuel needs one more truck. This little fuel pump. There's lots of excavators now to be serviced. Our fertilizer is low. Our oxygen is low. Interesting. Or maybe that's why our fertilizer is low. And I think that's why, because our hydrogen is peaking, so we are not producing any more oxygen. Which is quite an interesting problem to have. How can we use up more hydrogen? I think we are for the ships now, a little bit. Should I be worried about that? We can unpause some of these to give a little extra oxygen in the system. I think it's barely. I think it's like on the edge. The more hydrogen we're gonna use, the more oxygen we're gonna get. So maybe these ships will actually help. All right, so this limestone. This limestone also could have been, I think, 1 to 5. However, we don't have space for the dock here, so in the future. This one is not arrived yet. All right, so last contract is iron ore. Let me check. Make a little check mark next to copper. Right. So the last contract is iron, and there's, I believe, less choices for iron, only 2. All right. Should be easy, just 2 choice. One choice is vehicle parts, which is kind of nice in the same way why lab equipment was nice, because we're not using it for anything else. So we kind of only for this contract. We wouldn't necessarily need that product for anything else. 4 servers. And servers are also not being used continuously, only when you need to expand data centers. So interesting thing about these two, that vehicle parts needs a lot of steel and iron, a lot of it. Look at that. So if you steel is to iron, I think, so it's 220. 600. So to make 1,000 iron, we need 600. Is the iron ore from 1 to 1 even? Let me check that. I'm not even sure about that. I will forget about how all this works. 3648. Okay, so it's a little positive. We are getting a little more iron from iron ore than 1 to 1. That's good. Yeah, it's a little more. It's like 3 to 4 or something like that. I think it's 3 to 4. Yeah, right. So that's good. That's certainly good. But still, I feel a little worried that we need 600 to make 1,000. So maybe not 600, but like 450 or something, 480. Basically half of the import will go into itself. That would raise lots of requirements. Whereas servers, they need, well, steel is okay, silicon is okay, copper, it's fine, plastic is free, glass is basically sand, rubber is free. So only gold is my worry. The reason why my worry is 34 gold needs a lot of diesel. We are trading diesel here. 34 compared to 105, that's roughly a third. So 34 gold costs us, well, like over 400 diesel, right? Like 4 something, 430 maybe. So 400 diesel. Basically this contract will cost us 400 diesel. Even though diesel is kind of cheap, but 400 of it, that's a lot. Well, we actually could also trade servers for gold ore, which would kind of, oh, maybe it's interesting, right? So if we have not enough gold for this, because of this contract, we can trade even more servers to get a bunch of gold back. And maybe the diesel contract was not as smart after all. Maybe servers is just easier trade. Maybe we can have both contracts, I guess, and whatever extra diesel goes into gold and anything else. Yeah. Lucas beat the game yesterday. Congrats. By beating, you mean launching a rocket? Is that that's like the pivot point in the game when you launch a rocket? That's awesome. Now you can try the same thing I'm trying, being self-sustainable with no mining going on. So you can, leave the game running and just leave it overnight and then come back and everything still works. Which currently is not the case, because if one run mines out, we are screwed. All right, so yeah, I think I like the servers just because this seems to be a little heavy on the iron. I would need to probably expand my iron production and everything. So I'll go with servers for iron ore. I think we have a big storage of servers somewhere. Oh yeah, we have 4,000 servers. My god, okay, that's a lot of servers. All right, so let's do maybe same size dock. The cool thing about this dock size of 6 is you can always in-place upgrade to larger one if need be, which it's always an option. And here we'll do exactly the same. So there's gonna be loose modules. This one is, the ratio is even lower because servers is such a small thing. So we need maybe a small unit module. And we'll do iron here, iron ore. And I think for servers, I just need small storage, honestly. The big storage of servers is a little overkill for here. we're gonna have the larger storage on the other side. Eventually, we're gonna make a conveyor belt anyway, so they're gonna be connected. And I think roughly the same situation that we did here will happen here. So we need a... How this balancing works, by the way, I just want to see. Yeah, it works fairly well. I think all the ships are unloading similar pace. Exactly how it was intended. It's nice. Right. Alright, I'm just gonna connect. This was probably not the... I connected here. Oh, you don't like that. I actually could. Let me do it one more time. I think I have unnecessarily too tight here. Could have done this. And then this one would have been like that. The last one can be simply like that. Then our output. Oh, there is no space here. I think that's all right. We can go on the ramp a little bit. This should be the other way, or no, this way. Okay, this is output of iron ore, and I think, yeah, tier 2 is enough. And just like that. Just like that we connect our... Oh, I didn't establish the contract. Right, so contract servers for iron ore, establish. Sign contract servers to iron ore. Let's build everything here. Everything here. We just need more hydrogen. Which actually it's good. We are having too much of a hydrogen currently. Let's use up more hydrogen. We need to buy another ship. It's probably still too expensive. Oh, it's even double more expensive. Yeah. Well, we just have to buy it now. Pretty pricey, but that's what it is. Alright, we have not enough workers. Oh, that's a new thing. I didn't expect, I didn't pay attention to workers. So let's quickly build our next block of settlements. This excavator is doing what in here exactly? I think it's just chilling on the road. Like, nope, nobody can pass. It's just me. Right, man. How about you do something useful with you? Do we need to mine more here? Probably not, actually. I think this one is also going to be retired. I think I want to build a settlement towards this site. Just need more dumping to be done here. Alright, so once these settlements are built, I'll probably make an edict for growth boost. Because we need workers quick. These guys have no fuel. Something is going on in here. They have no fuel, but the truck is chilling here. Oh, there's not enough. Oh, I see. I need the bigger pipe. Oh, something is wrong with hydrogen. I'm not supplying enough hydrogen. I guess I just need thicker pipes. Is that what it is? Yeah. Yep. Thicker pipes. Well, that's actually good news. I was thinking about how do I get rid of hydrogen. Well, one way to get rid of it is make thicker pipes. Alright. The only thing I have to make sure I upgrade all the pipes all the way to the source. And the source is right here. It's going to take a while to saturate. I'm hoping that will actually also solve our oxygen issues, because I think we have enough. Last time we did the expansion, we doubled it. The amount of hydrogen production and oxygen production. Yeah, it's all blocked on hydrogen. This should definitely help. We actually 36 times, how much we do? 36 times 16? Yeah. 36 times 16? Ooh, that's 500. Folks, I don't think we can transport that much in this pipe. 450. Well, that's an interesting issue. I really think we need to, for both hydrogen and oxygen, we have to make secondary piping. My problem is not oxygen, Kappa. My problem is hydrogen, because my hydrogen is being backed up and I don't have enough pipes to transport it to the storage. I have actually not enough oxygen. I do have oxygen little overflow valve, but my oxygen is not a problem. My first problem is hydrogen, and second problem is I need more pipes. I'm just thinking what's the easiest way to solve this issue. And the easiest way, I think, is just to make a ramp in the middle somewhere here. And after half of these guys, I will branch. Now I want to go back to our splitter here. Oh, this station is a little bit in my way. Alright, that has to go. I'll build it somewhere else. It's gonna be oxygen and hydrogen. Ooh, I can't even. I think I got to destroy this. And then destroy this. basically from the second block we are producing, there's going to be separate piping. Right here. And then from here, second piping right there. Same for oxygen. Just like that. So now we should not be stuck on anything, hopefully. Yeah, I was thinking 36, that's quite a bit, and there's lots of stations here. Definitely more than 10, 16, right? So we need 2 separate pipelines into the storage area. Now our oxygen should be recovering, which is great to actually see. Oxygen is recovering. It's fantastic. And is our fuel getting into place? Interesting that our excavator problem was detected. Yep, these stations are desperately in need of fuel. And probably the station as well. I see we are kinda, yeah, starved on hydrogen due to pipes not being thick enough. I'll probably thicken more of them. Even though construction parts 3 are quite expensive, but we can afford it at this point. Yep, this is the I wanted to upgrade. All right, she's low on fuel. Let me guess, not enough hydrogen? Or I didn't switch it to hydrogen. All right, that would make sense. Yeah, they delivered hydrogen, I guess. Anyway. All these guys are delivering hydrogen to the dock. Oh, because the pipe was not working. Now it's working because it's switched. Do I have iron ore here because trucks delivered it? I think that was a mistake. I think trucks should not be importing to those storages. Right. It looks like the ship already was working, but I think... Was it though? Oh, it might have been actually. Yeah, there's a... Yeah, I think, yeah, the trucks carry diesel, so that's why I was running on diesel temporarily. It's switching fuel now. And going for servers. All right, well, I'll probably check it up. That's... Where's our check mark thing? That sounds like a good job done. Yeah, the uranium, I have mostly infinite supplies thanks to the efficiency of fast breeder reactors. I still haven't even got through all of my depleted uranium, and once that's done, I still have, you know, the ship can make more fuel. So while not technically infinite, I think I will be okay without doing it. Eventually, if we feel like there's nothing else to do, there's contract. I believe just 1 or 2. Oh, actually 3. Interesting. Food pack, lab equipment, and gold. I would say making food packs super simple. It's we don't need as much uranium. We can just establish this contract and never seen the ship doing any reasonable work. But yeah, that's necessary. I was asking about where's my diesel coming from. Yeah, I'm still pumping Crater, I think. It's still... Yeah, 140k and still not out. And in addition to that, I am making biodiesel as well. I have 2 biodiesel stations, which are currently full because I don't know what to do with diesel. Too much diesel. Turns out that I think once we start trading servers, the gold will, the consumption of gold will ramp up. So we'll see if this is enough. So I have diesel's coming from all sources, from biodiesel and from normal diesel. So eventually my hope was to use only biodiesel, but looking at those contracts, I think it's a little expensive to buy gold from diesel. Even though it's biodiesel, it would require a lot of farms to do this amount of gold. So maybe I might transition to servers, or maybe supplement servers. I'll see. Maybe it's going to be enough. It depends how the demand turns out. Because once we start doing those contracts, things will start. For example, construction parts is now being used up, and servers being used up. So once all those machines ramp up and start working, it might be a different story. All right, I'm disabling my growth boost because we are immediately at the capacity, which is good, I suppose. This guy, did you not mine it? Or you did mine it, but you went back here. I guess you like this spot, huh? I think probably the rock crumbled and he went back to those designations. All right, I think these guys are probably done. I can dismiss everyone. Yeah, I told you these guys are gonna be done in no time, even with fuel issues, which are resolved at this point. Nice. Can add in the extra excavator, extra 2 trucks to even accelerate these. Yeah, with mega excavators you can see that the big mountains are no longer an issue. They're chewing through them like there's no tomorrow, which is quite nice. I might even be able to sell some of the excavators and just, buy normal trucks, because my logistics is busy, and it's busy because I've made so many long trips because of the contracts and I haven't made the belts. Maybe next time, next Saturday. I'm not even sure. What's next Saturday? What's the date? 28? 28 is probably fine. I can probably make it. Not sure if you guys gonna be celebrating and doing things. Of course, enjoy the holidays. I might just check in and see if we can. So maybe the holiday stream would be good to do. We were planning to do the what's called the tomb captains, and my plan actually was to do it here, and you can even see I've planned some designations here to level up this area and make a little access road. I think the little access road is being held by iron ore. Once the iron ore is dug through, probably is already. These guys gonna be. I've chosen just to cut through this piece of land for, just interesting little access through a little tunnel or a little valley here. I could have gone around the coast, but it was too much of a dumping. I think mining is easier than dumping, because for dumping you need material. For mining, they're always going to be able to mine and dump it somewhere else. Reminds me that dumping guys might need more. I think this mine is done, right? Let's level it. And also I need, as you can see, I need lots of rock to level this area. Even though I was kind of hoping to move some manufacturing here, but I don't really feel I need to manufacture anything more than I'm manufacturing now. It's quite interesting. Just for future, I guess, for if you want to scale something. I guess having the furnaces here for iron and copper would be ideal. If I feel like it, just copy pasting those rows, maybe I can just copy paste this entire thing and place it here. But then we already have all the copper and iron from here. So yeah, it's probably all right. Yeah, our sand is actually, oh, since as we started production of those I think lab equipment and stuff, suddenly the sand is not keeping up, interestingly enough. And maybe it's because of our I think maybe our crushers are just not fast enough. Let me actually do a little optimization here. Same as we did in the other docks. To make sure that everything gets emptied in a consistent way. So it's gonna be balancer. 1, 2, 3. Maybe I should have made a storage here, huh? Because the crusher is now idle. The only wrinkle here is I cannot fit a storage here anymore. Maybe small storage at least. That's gonna be close. I could make a small storage here like this. Not sure if it's gonna help anything. Probably not much. These modules are storages on its own. We could actually upgrade the modules, because upgrading the modules will make storages bigger. Do that. Not only is going to make it unloading faster, but also the internal storage, I think, increases from 180 to, I don't know, 360 maybe, double. Yep, I was right. If we did that, I think we might also need to upgrade the coal ones. Just to have the ship load and unload at the same pace. Yeah, you might need to actually double up the crushers here as well. Yeah, interesting to see whether sand is gonna be the problematic resource, because it is silicone and glass. It's pretty heavy sand users. Making 144 sand. We are using 48 times 3. Just quickly do it. 48 times 3. That's already 144. I see. Yeah, we definitely need to double this up. I think we no longer need that many centrifuges. I think we need sand at this point. Separate conveyor belt for this guy. 144 times 2. 288. That's definitely enough for tier 3 conveyor belt. Let's just upgrade these guys. Reconcrete. This is, by the way, not intended that concrete disappears under building where you already concreted. I think that should be there. I think we should fix it, or at least improve it, so that you don't need to reconcrete every time after you destroy some buildings. There's gonna be a lot of coal. I think my coal production, because for every limestone we need coal. And we are making, well, 7.5 times 6. 7.5 times 6. Definitely not enough coal. Well, that's, I think, I'm not even sure we can have that much coal from this, because we need more than 144. Why we need like double that? Am I doing the math right? Is the contract 1-to-1? It is. Well, I'm thinking that quartz for coal might not be sufficient, actually. Or we can trade cement for coal. There's a lot of limestone as well. Interesting, interesting. I think maybe we are not as self-sufficient as I would thought, because we might need extra sand. Solar slopes might be interesting actually, because that's mostly sand kind of in a loop with a little bit extra steel. Right. I might do solar shells actually for quartz instead of coal. Might be better. Well, maybe that's for future. Maybe I can make a little note here that our quartz is kind of a little questionable. Sand. Maybe make a little circle. Yeah, I think I need something else. Coal is just not... I was thinking coal is free because you can make it out of wood, which is true. But we will need to make a lot of coal. We would need to maybe like make 6 times or 8 times this amount. And I don't think that that amount of forests... I mean, it might fit on this map if I cover up everything with trees. But I think it's just not efficient at that point. So many people will have to work cutting trees and doing all those things. So many saplings has to be grown. It just feels like a... not a... Yeah, it feels not efficient, basically. This guy can probably retire as well. Join in the crew. And I do have actually solar cell factory right here, which is, I always wanted to upgrade to solar cell tier 2, I never did, which is unfortunate. However, I can totally use this little factory here to use it instead of coal. Right. That'd be quite simple change actually, because we already have the infrastructure here. We just switch coal into solar cells and be done with it. So, yep, I might do that next time. People asking about the roads I have. Yeah, the roads is cosmetic only. The trucks kind of ignore whether it's paint on it or what kind of surface it is. It doesn't matter. I just basically it's for me when I'm building, let's say, pipes and when I'm building conveyor belts to know that if I'm crossing this, I have to make a ramp, right? So I don't accidentally cut off certain parts of area. So basically, the roads is for me like, hey, don't cover this with pipes because, for example, you know, trucks like this have to drive around and they wouldn't be able to do with the ramps. So it's kind of cosmetic, but it's also functional in a way that I know where to not block things, which I think kind of helps make the factory organized and don't block necessary roads to kind of make it easy for trucks to go around. I might even need one more road here, like continuation of this, to connect this way. They are driving on the grass. It's fine. Yeah, roads feature is coming. I mean, it's coming in future updates, hopefully. Not in update 3, as you know, we decided to do trains instead of roads. So we have, we actually do have implementation of roads that somewhat's working. And it would take us a couple of months to make it completely working. And we decided instead of doing that, we will spend those months on trains. So that's what happened. So roads are postponed. We're not sure where. Maybe update 4. That's a reasonable estimate, I think, depending on how things go. Maybe some other time, depending on what we're gonna do. Let's say if for update 4, you know, this is always the dilemma of deciding what's more impactful for players. For example, if you were to choose between roads and multiplayer, which one would you like to have in the game, right? I'm sure some people would be happy about multiplayer and some people would be happy about roads because they do not want to play multiplayer. So it's always hard to decide on those things, right? Because everybody's different and everybody's different preferences and we have to weigh everything in. Of course, multiplayer is much bigger feature than roads, I think. Maybe double the size, I would say, depending on how it works. So, yeah. Ideally, you would say let's do both, right? But we need more people. We need more people to work on those features, and we are constantly hiring. But it's we don't want to overscale, right? If you overscale, if you hire too much, and then sales go down, which they usually go down, you know, between in those off seasons, like after updates, the sales goes down, and players go down, and then if we have too many people, we might not be able to be not enough money to pay salaries, basically. You have to be very careful about not overscaling, because that could mean end of the studio. Instead of being slow with the game, it would mean the game would be over. So we'd rather the game would be slow to make than the game would be over. So that's why sometimes, you know, if we had 50 person team like other bigger studios, or 20-person team, we would definitely be not needing to choose between those features, just do all of them. Now we have to choose very carefully what we spend our time on. That's why. Yep, sand is not enough, and I think we need a better contract for that. So I think the solar cells would be the one to do. I wonder if I can switch it now. Is it what's the contract? Right, this is another 5-to-1. 263 over 180. 180 divided by 263. Oh, it's 4-to-1. Interesting. It would be 4 to 1 to 5, 6 to 2, kind of. Yeah, 6 to 2 will work. Let me try to do that actually. If I unassign this contract, I cancel it. If I do solar cells into quartz, here, stop loading the ship, please. Ah, come on. I can do actually 2 more limestone, which is nice. And then there will be 2 more solar, 2 more unit module. I'll just do tier 1 for now. Instead of these storages. Don't need this. I can bring... I think I can bring it right away with the belt. It's convenient enough, close enough. Oh, this is an interesting conveyor belt. Sure, that can work. I actually want to be... Yes, I want to be here. Oh, well... It's the easiest way how to sneak through. Yes, this way works fine, I think. A little tricky how this gonna works out, but I think it's fine. Yeah. This one cannot go under for some reason. There's a storage here. Oh yes, the storage is blocking it. It's alright. We'll just make this hydrogen a little more organized. That. All right, we're gonna assign contract solar cell to quartz. We need... Guess I can delete these just to balance it out properly. If we really need 2 outputs, I think I can still make it work. Oh, I can't. Okay, never mind. 1 output is fine. It's enough. Even here, I think I can do only 1 output to kind of make it like that. Right, where's our solar cells? Is it not going for some reason? Oh, there is no connection here. I think I had snapping off. I have to fix it real quick. Right, and that's solar cell into quartz. What a quick little last minute change that I wasn't planning. But I think it should work. Then coal we don't need to worry too much about, and then might be able to downscale the wood production thanks to that. It's nice. Yeah, thanks Mark for the comment, I just saw it. Right. Also, like maybe for the next update 3 to maybe expand of the number of contracts, so there's more choices, because sometimes, for example, for some products it's only one choice currently. For example, limestone and other things have only one choice, to maybe have more. So this kind of, you can have different kinds of factories, different kind of I guess specializations for different kind of things. So definitely that'd be interesting to see what people make, because I've seen lots of, for example, on Reddit, I sometimes take a look at Reddit, the people send factories and I say, oh, it's interesting, they are using certain contracts that are normally considered not as good, but because they're using them, they could do their factory a certain way. Like using, only farms or mostly farms. Like, for example, it would be totally fine for me to, triple scale the forest and just go crazy on coal and just, do coal on island, and I don't need to do solar cells. I just chose not to do, but some people, I've seen like a save with, I don't know, like 100 farms, and they're just doing everything from farms, even basically everything you could they're doing from farms, like the plastic and diesel and everything, which is, I think we are still doing naphtha for plastic, at least partially, because otherwise we have nothing to do with naphtha. I guess we could convert naphtha into diesel, can we? I think we can. If we really want to maximize, yep, naphtha hydrogen equals diesel. Are we doing it somewhere? I think we're doing it somewhere, no? Or I was considering doing it at least. Because yeah, we're not using naphtha, we're not using heavy oil for anything else either. I think it's getting converted into something, yeah, into diesel as well. So certainly if you want to make contract doing diesel, nothing else, that would be a thing. Or just don't even make diesel at all. It's also an option. So yeah, lots of interesting options, I think, which is nice. All right, we have plenty of... I guess our logistics is extremely stretched, and we need to build all those new storages and stuff has to be connected with conveyor belts. There is no reason for trucks to be hauling all of these materials. Very wasteful in terms of logistics utilization, because it's actually high volume. Even the slag here, I see trucks are hauling slag, which is completely unnecessary. Yeah, the slag contract is interesting. I think it's also no choice for that. If you want to get rid of slag, you have to do it through sour water. However, you could also dump it on the edge of the map and it's going to disappear. A little tip for you if you don't know. If you actually reach on the edge of the map, which shouldn't be too far, I think. Maybe it is a little far. Oh, here. Yeah, this is the end of the map, and the reason I know is because it's not going to let me designate any further. So this is the end of the map. There's a little bit of like a safety area beyond that, but then the map ends completely. And if you manage to make a big pile, a big mountain here, and the material can crumbles down beyond the edge of the map, it's gonna disappear. Just a little tip for you. So if you really want to get rid of slag and you don't want to do the contract, you can just make a big mountain near the edge, and you can, you don't even need trucks for it. You can make stackers. You just use stackers to dump the material directly from the conveyor belt, and just go crumble down into the other world. So that works, at least for now. There's definitely an option. Right, how is our limestone ship? Gonna come? Yeah, we have all contracts we need, and I still have 6 Unity positive, which is quite nice. So I don't need to be worried about establishing a few more contracts if need be. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. This little trickery there with the edge of the map. And the reason really is technical because we are rendering the ocean kind of to the infinity, and if suddenly there was land, there would be like one side of it would be missing because you couldn't make a pile if other side of the pile doesn't have the terrain data anymore. So basically for technical reasons, we cannot raise the terrain above sea level next to the map edge. So the only way how to force map edge to be not this guy's little flickering. Let's do 75%. Only way to kind of force this that you will never raise the ocean is just to eat the products, right? Not allow the products to even pile up above the surface. So that's why it's disappearing. It's kind of technical issue, and we have to do it that way. You can see the ratio is not perfect. We like half of the solar panels will not use from the second dock, but that's all right. That's the best we can do with this amount of modules. And I think you can unload. The cool thing about tier 2 modules is they can fully unload the ship inside the module, so we don't even need this little storage here, this little unnecessary. It's a little extra. Yeah, I think it's unnecessary. It's not adding any new. Delete it. Because the reason is... Oh, okay. I think I have to... The destroy didn't work properly. Yeah, I think it's starting to fill up again. That's a little interesting issue. I think I can maybe report this to the team. That when storage is products coming through storage, it's impossible to delete. Interesting. I'll note that down. Yeah, this is fine. We don't need any storage. The modules are storage on their own. They already emptied the ship. I think this one could be probably tier 2. It can be loaded. I'll do both. Interestingly enough, I found use for the solar cells, which I thought they're gonna be never useful. Now they are useful. Well, maybe the storage should be bigger as well. I have a bunch of solar panels here, kind of from old times. We even have double. We used to have 2 of these squares. I decided to remove them and put trees instead. And the reason is currently I have the fast breeder reactors, and they are just so efficient, so I no longer need extra electricity. And the maintenance costs are piling up, so maybe I can sell these off too. 1,200 solar panels just in this. Oh, I just spent all my Unity for that. Oh my god. Maybe that was not as bright idea. I remove the surface as well. I can't even afford that. My Unity is out. Just a little bit. Yeah, basically, if you look at the maintenance costs, in case you didn't know, you can click on this, and maintenance 2. Well, I just deleted the solar panels, you can't see, but they would be probably the number 1 or number 2. I should have shown you. Well, I think we'll see it in this chart. The maintenance 2, which is this. I'll turn off all the maintenance. We'll see if we get how much lower it's going to be compared to previous months. You can even see it takes 0.69, right? So times 100. That's easy math. 69 maintenance. What's it costing per month? So 69 maintenance per month. That's it adds up. Right, Fox. If you can get the ships go faster, I'm actually in fact I'm intentionally slowing down the ships because I don't think we need the throughput. Maybe for this particular case, we might need the throughput actually because the sand is being used up very quickly. So this ship, once it comes back, I'll use more hydrogen to, because obviously you can see that the ship is, interestingly enough, out of all resources, the sand is the one that is currently low, and even the solar cells will make that problem even worse. We need sand to make more sand, and my little worry is if we ever run out, we can kind of collapse. So maybe next episode I might be at the brink of collapse of my civilization due to lack of sand, which is interesting failure condition. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I can see if I uncheck this, it's gonna go twice as fast. Definitely I can make this go faster, but I think the problem might be then solar cells. I need more solar cells to be produced, so I need to significantly expand on that, which shouldn't be that hard. I can even upgrade. Can I upgrade? Sometimes there are no recipes. I'm a little worried about upgrading. Let's see. Solar cell. Yeah, robotic assembly 1 or 2 can actually make them just fine. So upgrade is upgrade tool. Do I have upgrade tool? I guess this just doubled it. By upgrading the assemblers, you double the production rate. And I can double again, actually. So I just quadrupled the production of solar cells just by doing those operations. It's quite nice. Nah, was it quadruple? Maybe not quadruple, actually. There was 12 instead of... Okay, not quadruple, sorry. I guess 3 times, 3x. 3x instead of 4x. Still, 3x pretty good. Pretty good. Then we can do the same thing, you know, copy this, mirror it, do something like this, expand a little bit on all of these. Definitely connect steel through conveyor belt. Might need that. All right, folks. I think this is gonna be it for today. I think we are roughly in 2 hours mark. All the contracts are solved. I will actually check the sand because I think I have fixed it last minute. Even though we might not have enough solar cells, but this problem for next time. Green. And with that, this colony is potentially self-sustainable. Except we might run out of sand. So we might need to do more solar cells. So we might need to do some scaling up to sustain all those contracts and be able to do them properly. But other than that, I think this is looking great. And next time, apart for stabilizing and scaling up production, I would love to finish up this dig and make maybe the Tomb of Captains on this hill, depending on how fast excavators are digging. So I might just let them dig off stream to kind of finish up this little pathway, and then we can build the rest on stream. All right. Are there any last minute questions? Ranik on Twitch is thinking about getting the game. Yeah, it's on sale actually right now on Steam. It's a good time to get it. Yeah, I'm actually about to wrap up, but all of the streams are on YouTube archived, all 32 of them. So if you want to see some other episodes, easy to go on Steam. Sorry, on Steam is also easy, but also easy to go to YouTube and watch any previous episodes there which are recorded. And yeah, thanks for nice words. Red Event Games is here as well. Cool. Yeah, and trains are coming up. Please bear with us. It's taking some time, but it's going to be worth it. And with that, I wish you all happy holidays or Christmas or whatever you're celebrating. Happy New Year. And hopefully next week I'll be here too, so we can do more building. And with that, I am out. See you next week.